also established that Welch was observed paying attention to the Lyons sisters while at Wheaton Plaza. Welch now has multiple convictions for sexual offenses against young girls and has been incarcerated since 1997 in the state of Delaware for one of these offenses.
This week, police in Montgomery County, Maryland, identified a person of interest in a disappearance case that put Washington, D.C. on edge 39 years ago. 12-year-old Sheila Lyon and 10-year-old Catherine Lyon left their home in suburban Maryland on March 25, 1975, to walk to the nearby Wheaton Plaza shopping center for lunch. Back in those days when parents were more casual about those things, the mother told them to be home by 4 p.m. They did not return. A massive manhunt ensued. This week, there could be a major break in that case. Former LAPD detective and Fox News contributor Mark Furman is here with his perspective on this remarkable story. Mark, thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's the police have said that they have this guy who's of interest to them. His name, as we heard, is 57-year-old Lloyd Lee Welch. He is a drifter, a one-time carny, worked in carnivals. He's got a record of sexual offenses with minors through the years. What are the problems with a 39-year-old case like this? And they say they can't charge the guy because they don't yet have enough evidence. But beyond that, what are the problems with a 39-year-old case?
Well, 39 years old. I mean, it's obvious, and you have neither victim has been found deceased or otherwise, so you have that problem. You really have no vehicle description. You really don't have a physical description. But what's going on here is a cold case team got a hold of the case, and they go back to square one, and they found out everybody that was interviewed, every name that's in that murder book or that missing or that abduction, kidnapping book, however they actually characterize it. And you look at that and you start finding out where everybody is and what they've done. And when he popped up to be a sex offender in prison, that MO could possibly have matched a trail of victims that he actually pursued in that employment with. So I don't think this press conference was a casual thing. I think that they're onto something, and I think they believe that. The difficulties are obvious. The 39 years without forensic evidence, you're really relying on memory and actually an interrogation of the suspect.
Mark, we're having a little bit of technical difficulty, but I'm going to try to ask you one more question before we let you go. Just for the sake of arguments, let's assume that this guy is responsible for the disappearance of these two little girls 39 years ago and did murder them, perhaps. How do you gain a guy's confidence like that to open up in a jail cell, to admit to a crime like this? And what is his reticence to admitting to it, assuming he's probably going to spend the better part of the rest of his life in jail anyway?
That's a great question. And when you look at this, first, you're concerned with the Lyons sisters. So he has the possibility of getting out on parole on his current offense. You get other offenses from other agencies to tie him up for the rest of his life, and then he really has nowhere else to go except for getting in a facility that he has more privileges than he does currently. That's about the only hook you have. It's the only thing that you can give an inmate that's in prison for the rest of his life. And then you have to have a personality connection. That specific detective that can actually connect with him is really important.
Mark, we're going to let it go at that. Thanks very much for your expertise. Always appreciate it.